Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Motiv8tion Project Podcast. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. I'm your host, Andrew Sangster, and once again, we have my co-host, Charlie. How are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Yeah, good. It's been pouring down outside, so just having to lock myself in. But
Classic weather.
yeah, I think I'm so used to lockdown, but now we're like, oh, it's raining. I'll just stay inside for another day.
You kidding me? I'd be out. I would be out.
I would. I actually would. Like last time it like properly rained, because obviously it was like there was that bit in it was like April where it was just sunny for an entire month.
Yeah.
And then like it was torrential pouring down immediately. And I just went, yeah, I'm just gonna go walk outside. And it was just like, oh, it's so cold. It's so cold.
But it's outside. It's no longer
Yeah.
lockdown.
Like that was the thing, is I like my roommate was stood inside and he was like, why are you walking outside in like a vest? I'm like, funny. And I ran outside for like 10 seconds, drenched, freezing cold, and I just walked in. I'm like, if I could have that every morning just to wake me up, I would absolutely have it, because it's instant.
I mean, I don't know if I'd do it like in the morning. Maybe throughout the.
I could see that, definitely. I just think like if it's like things like, oh, I'm going in the shower and the shower's gonna be warm, I'm gonna dislike that. I'd rather go outside and get the freezing cold first, just to wake me up, and then it's like, cool, shower.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair then.
Yeah, I can't knock like lukewarm showers. They either have to be freezing cold or like burning hot. There is no middle ground.
A lukewarm shower is the best because, like, when you go into the swimming pool and it's
Yeah.
freezing, it's it's just like that all the way through, and it is amazing. Emitting out.
The only time I go, like, the thing is, the only time I go to swimming pools when I'm on like holiday. Like I never go swimming like in the UK.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And like I used to, but like now it's like it's only when I'm really on holiday I go to the pool. But typically, like before you get in the pool, you're supposed to go to like those showers that are like around the pool.
Yeah. Why
are they always so cold? First of all, they're freezing. I get it. Oh, it's a nice hot day. That's a level of cold that's too far.
Yeah.
And second of all, the reason you're actually supposed to shower in those, it's supposed to be to get dirt off. So like when you go into the pool, it doesn't contaminate the pool.
Oh.
It's because obviously a lot of people, like, because I go to Spain, obviously a lot of people go to the beach and then they immediately head back to go to the pool. Obviously you don't want to get sand, like, you don't want to get sand stuck in the filters.
That makes sense, but it's still really weird.
It is strange. It is strange, but I think, to be fair, actually no, I think about it. They do it in the UK as well. I swear they say, like, when you go to like the like swimming pools, like leisure centres, you're supposed to go in the shower first there as well.
Really?
Apparently, yeah. That's why they have, like, it's always supposed to be like, because it was in like when you were in like year 6 or like year 5 and you went to like the swimming lessons.
Yes.
Because like you always had to shower before that as well, and I always found that really confusing.
Did you have to?
We had to, yeah. We had to shower before and after.
No,
I get after because chlorine. Like,
Yeah,
you don't want to go home stinking of chlorine. But like before, it's like, do we need to?
Well, because with mine, they were just like, right, just so you're all used to the water. It was you had to jump in like into the middle of the pool, and then swim to the shallow end. So it's like, right, you're warm, you get out, you're cold, and it just was a lot better. That's what they made us do.
Speaking of those lessons, we had those for a year. It was year 5, I think.
A year.
Yeah, we had them like we went like once every 2 weeks, because we didn't have a swimming pool at our school. We had to like go like 20-minute bus ride to get there, and so it was like a morning. It was like an entire like half a school day we would spend there. And I don't know how, but I did somehow fluke it. I somehow managed to just, out of sheer panic, learn how to swim. It was like, it's better than what my dad did. My sisters didn't have teaching lessons, so my dad just picked them up one day and just threw them in the middle of the pool. It was like, go on.
Oh, I miss those days. Like, because my school did it too. They did it for like 6 weeks, and you went every day for about 4 hours.
Oh, right.
Yeah. My school was right. We'll just get out of the way in the summer.
I was in the winter most of it.
Oh, that's horrible. But I remember I went and it was like on the second lesson, my legs were burning, and I got out of the pool and I had like a full body rash. Just all over. They made me walk to the swimming pool each day, and then sit in the cafe with one of the mums.
Oh my god. Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, those were my days in the summer. Like, it was all right because I could already swim like comfortably.
Yeah.
I wasn't too bothered, but like, yeah, we can't really let you go in the pool anymore.
Gee. But like, I think, yeah, that was like the thing with me as well. It's like, I like obviously for like those 8 months, I couldn't swim. However, right, as soon as they threw me in the big pool, and I was like, oh, I kind of got it. Within like 2 months, by the time we went on holiday the next summer, I was one of the best swimmers I've ever seen. Like, I can beat anyone in this like a race now in the water.
Yeah.
I know it's just because they went, yeah, get in the big pool. Get in the big pool. It's just sheer panic of just, okay, I've got to swim now.
Well, that's it. Just throw them in. They're fine. Kids will either sink and then you jump in after them, or they'll figure it out.
Yeah, the incentive my dad always gave me was like, my dad would never like. My dad, like me and my dad would obviously have that game, like everyone had when they were like a teenager, where like you try and throw your dad in the pool, and then he tries to throw you in the pool, and so you just kind of like rugby tackle each other in.
Yeah.
And I kind of had the incentive of like, I do not want my dad to come and throw me in the pool, and I just can't get out. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'll just learn that.
I mean, hey, yeah, you can swim now, so it worked.
There's worse ways of learning. Yeah, the swimming. Yeah, it's just you have to learn quickly because like as soon as you're in that pool, it's like now you've kind of got to do it. Yeah, in now. You're literally in the deep end. Speaking of being in the deep end, we're both in the midst of our final projects for university, our deadlines. How are you dealing with that?
I'm not.
That's quite a succinct way of saying it.
I don't know. I'm at this point, and if the lecturers ever listen to this episode, they're gonna hate me. I'm just trying to get it finished.
Yeah, no offense to our teachers, but we want it done.
Yeah, that's it. Like
we care about our projects, but I also care about summer.
I don't really care about summer. I'm fed up of moving from one assignment to the next, to like just having no break throughout the year, and then in summer it's like, okay, 3 months, and then as soon as you come back,
there was that solid 1 week after dissertation where it was just nothing, and I'm like, I can just sleep.
But even in that week though, we got another assignment due in like 2 weeks later.
Did we? Wait, which one was that? Oh god, this. Sorry, any lecturers that are watching this right now.
It was. I can't remember which one it was. It might have been. Was it like the essay for fine? It was some kind of essay or something. But originally, the dissertation and that essay was on the same day.
Oh god, yeah, it was the it was the proposal for this, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But like, I don't like as rough as the deadlines are. I don't think they were anywhere near as bad as I thought they were going to be. Like before uni.
Yeah, I mean, there could have been a lot worse because I originally thought it was going to be everything was due in on the same week.
Yeah,
but
the archways missed out.
Yeah.
I think it also does help that we don't have any exams. I think that is a big one.
Oh my god! If we have had exams like at any year, I would have failed.
Yeah,
I would not be here right now.
I'm all right at exams. That's why I'm good at like written stuff like dissertation. But as soon as it comes to practical stuff, I'm good at practical stuff. But it's just that whole thing of like I just working in a group. I'm like I've got to keep the group going. I've got to actually keep talking to people in the group. Keep that rolling.
Keep catching up on.
Yeah, because sometimes like it's like, oh, you'll talk like 5 times in a week, and it's like, oh yeah, it's a lot of information. But then like the next time you talk to them, it's in like a month, and you're like, oh, I've done nothing. Oh, I think a lot of it as well was obviously not going over. We kind of went over COVID last episode. If you guys haven't listened to that, it should be up by the time you're listening to this.
If not, we're really
a lot
bad
of it was also that is true. That is true.
If episode 2 is not by now,
if episode 2 is not up by the time you're listening to episode 4. But I think a lot of it, obviously, since we don't know COVID last episode, we won't go into it too much. But I think obviously working from home, especially in groups, bit chaotic to say the least. Just like it's obviously like when we were like meeting up in person, you meet up in person like once every like week and a half probably.
Yeah.
But obviously like online it's like you have the possibility to meet up every other day, and it's like, yeah, let's meet up for like an hour. And it's like, okay, cool. I'm not gonna do that, but nice.
That's the other thing as well. If it's online, if someone one day wakes up and like, actually, I don't want to go or I don't want to turn up, they can make up any excuse.
Yeah, it's a little rough. I'm not throwing out names, but yeah, sometimes it can just be like there is that feeling that you wake up and you're like, I can miss one meeting.
Yeah, and then
realistically you shouldn't. if you have a meeting, go to the meeting. It's Andrew's bit of life advice for you, but it can feel like that.
You can't just wake up and just sit there thinking, right, I know what I've got to do. Like none of the other parts affect me this much.
Yeah.
But then you find 1, then 2, and then it gets to the point where you actually want to make something. And
you then realize at the end, it's like, oh, like I kind of do need to worry about what the others do because it's my grade. And you're like, ah.
Yeah, so as much as I know you might be working on camera work, if you don't know how the set is laid out, you've then got to make every single decision on the day.
Exactly.
You've got
to
go prepare. It's just okay, do it, and it's just going to go badly.
Like when we were filming our game show recently for uni, I was the writer and the host, so I was obviously heavily involved in pre-production, coming up with how the structure is going to be, and then on the day, I know I have to be on set, so I need to be there and I need to learn how all the cameras work. So with that, I had to work very closely with the cameraman, the cinematographer. I had to work very closely in pre-production with our director to be like, is this achievable? Is this the structure you want? Because then if I don't do that, I might have written an amazing script, but then they'll show up on the day, do something completely different, and that might affect our grade positively or negatively, it throws everything into flux. You need if you don't have one thing complete, it can affect like 5 or 6 different things.
Yeah, it's a domino effect. Basically, don't be selfish unless you really can't turn up to something. Just turn up, all right? It's not hard.
But yeah. If you can't turn up, then you've probably got like a valid excuse. But if you can't be bothered to turn up, turn up. Like it's quite simple. Turn up.
Yeah, there's a difference between can't and don't.
Exactly. Like it's
probably because you don't want to. Yeah. Well, because we don't even know if we're graduating in the Minster.
I think we are at this point because like our graduation's in November, so I'm pretty sure we are.
We probably will.
We're definitely getting graduation. That's the thing. We're definitely getting it.
Yeah.
But it's just if it's in the Minster or not. But to be fair, the Minster's probably the biggest place they could do it.
Yeah, they might just have to have maybe like because you know how they usually have like media production, film and TV, and then they might just have to have media production come in and get theirs done.
Which I mean, to be fair, wasn't our like course one of the biggest courses as well when we started? Because I know a lot of people on our course kind of dropped out and stuff, but like I think it was like 110, I think, which is a lot for our course.
Oh yeah, for our course that's a lot, but I think compared to others.
Oh no, I mean ours was like the biggest like media production course they've ever had, I believe.
Oh yeah.
I think it might be the biggest creative course they've had.
But to be fair, though,
Like,
it's an easy course to get onto. It, it doesn't
that
take a
is
lot
true.
of.
I
You don't need
did.
to.
Yeah,
You just apply.
I got B in film studies. That was it.
I got a C in media.
That's fair. I got a B in film studies. I got a fucking D in English language. A level English language. I got high in English language GCSE. I fucking aced English.
Oh, I hate English.
I love English.
Maybe like 2 marks.
I'm not a big fan of English language. Like, don't get me wrong, it was a boring fucking course. I mean, it was interesting. Don't get me wrong. Like it was interesting to learn about, but it was boring. But like, I was gonna do English literature because I do prefer English literature to English language. But most of the novel, like the books they were doing or the text they were doing, I fucking hate. Or not hate. I'm not interested in.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I'm trying to think. Like they did 1989, which I don't think is bad. It's just I've read it enough.
Yeah.
They did Dante's. They did Paradise Lost, which was interesting, but
I don't know books.
That's okay. That's fair.
No, well, I read, but I don't know like any of the classics.
Paradise Lost. It's like a religious kind of like story. It's about like hell and stuff.
Ah, okay.
It is good. It is good. It just doesn't interest me. The other one they were gonna do was Dante's Inferno, which is like it's a classic.
Yeah.
I mean, there's literally a game based on it.
Is there?
Yeah, there's a game called Dante's Inferno. It's like a hack and slash game. It's really good.
Oh, is that? Oh, that's based on. Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, it's based on the poem. Like it's from the Divine Tragedy, I believe it is. It's called Dante's Inferno.
It's pretty cool. Again, I don't know any of these books, but I will take your word on it.
Yeah, To be fair, the other one was Hamlet, which I do like. I love Hamlet. So
every school does Hamlet.
It's not my favorite Shakespeare. It's probably in like my top 3 or 4. It's up there. I am quite a Shakespeare fan.
I've never read a Shakespeare like play or book or anything.
I've done Shakespeare. I performed Shakespeare once. It was fun.
I fucking know.
I did Romeo and Juliet.
Were you Juliet?
I was not. I was not Romeo either.
Were you I don't know.
Did you name any of the character in Romeo and Juliet?
I do know one of the characters. It's oh god, what's his name?
Which character like is it? Like not name. Like do you know which one it is?
I think it's like Romeo's either like gay cousin or gay friend.
Mercutio.
Mercutio, yes,
yeah,
that's it.
Okay, first of all, he's not gay. He just acts it.
Oh,
second of all, that's the one I played.
That makes sense actually. Yeah, I see that.
What does that mean? What? No. You can't say, oh yeah, the gay character. Yeah, I can get that. Yeah.
I mean,
he's not gay. He's flamboyant. He's flamboyant.
Okay, Andrew. Okay.
To be fair, we did do the it was stylized like the Baz Luhrmann version, you know, like the Leonardo DiCaprio film. So like instead of like the daggers, we had guns. Like, you know, it was a very like 1980s Miami kind of vibe. And obviously Mercutio in that is like when they go to the ball, he shows up in like full drag. Like I had to do that, and it was very entertaining. It was fun. It was fun.
If you have pictures, send them over. I'll put them on the podcast.
Luckily, I think they've been purged from the internet, but
damn it.
There's only like one picture of me in any theatre production now, which is when I did Joseph in school, and like that's the only one that I think's online.
Wait, Joseph? Oh, like Mary and Joseph?
No, not like Mary and like Joseph in his Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Oh right, that one.
I played Joseph in that, which was
right.
very fun.
There was those either Mary and Joseph or Joseph and his Technicolor Dream, whatever that's called. I went with the more popular option.
You remember the one that isn't a production. I mean, actually, no. I did play Joseph in the Nativity. I played Joseph back in like year 1. So technically, yeah, I've played both of them. You were technically right.
See,
you were more right than I even knew you would be.
all right, that's just mean.
What? Hey.
Hey.
Anyway,
Crap.
graduation.
Right, yeah, we're doing that.
Yeah. Okay. I'll try and get a segue. Okay, and yeah, it's the fact that we're nearly like finishing uni now. Like we've basically got like the point of recording. Basically, within 2 weeks we'll be finished.
Oh, this is that.
It's less than 2 weeks. It's less.
That's kind of scary because if you think about it, as soon as we finish uni, we're on our own. We don't have any like free money from the government. You know, like we have to get jobs. We have to be adults now.
Yeah, it's scary because obviously like I have no idea what I'm doing after uni. Like I've got one thing set in stone. That's like I'm moving up to back near home. I'm getting a house there.
Yeah,
That's it. Everything else is like I might be continuing my studies technically, or I might just be getting a full-time job. I have no idea.
I mean, it's still sort of a plan. You know, it's going to be like somewhere in that kind of direction.
We hope. So it is scary. It is scary knowing that like I've got the student accommodation now for basically just over a month now.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, I finished uni straight away. It's like, oh, I can hang out for a couple of weeks. And it's like, no, I've got to get ready to move out straight away.
Really?
Basically, like I'm realistic. I've got a lot of stuff in this house compared to my roommates. I'm not sentimental. I guess the word is kind of like I kind of like having things. That sounds so stupid. Like, so I kind of just buy things out like, oh, like that'd be cool to have. And then I don't think about I've got to move out of here. So there's a lot of stuff in this house where I'm like, yeah, this isn't getting back home in a car. there's a lot of stuff.
I get that though. I do get it because there's things that I've seen that I'm like, oh, I'd love that, but then it's like, no, wait, if I can't live up here, I've got to take everything back home. I mean, it's just crazy because, like, obviously, there's so many people who come to York, even if it's just for a visit, and they're like, oh, like we want to go see the Minster, we want to go see the mayor's house and all that, and it's great, obviously, that people want to come to the city.
Yeah,
but it is just how small it is, but how much there is to see.
It's so like compact as well. Like a lot of the stuff that people want to see is, the city walls, the Minster, the Shambles. Obviously, because if you're a big Harry Potter fan, that's it's Diagon Alley, I think.
Yes, yeah.
I'm not really a big Harry Potter fan, so I think that's right.
Harry Potter, shout out. Go.
Like you've got like like the market and like you think like, oh, that'll take like a solid day. And it's like, no, like they're literally like a 2-minute walk from each other.
Yeah, that's like
you
an
can
hour.
get from the Shambles to the Minster in 2 minutes.
It's just insane. Like obviously when you first come here, it's kind of like, oh wow, the size of the buildings can be a bit intimidating.
Yeah.
But after a while, you kind of see it, it's like, oh, you can see the Minster from everywhere. Like the Minster's kind of the center point, and you work your way out from there.
Like I in my window, I can't see the Minster currently, just purely because I'm literally looking out my window now in the direction of Minster, and there's a house in the way. But every morning at exactly 9 a.m., I get woken rudely by that goddamn bell. It resonates throughout the city. And like it's really nice. But then like there's some mornings where it's like you've been out drinking on a Friday night, student night, Salvation.
Right.
You get back in at like 5 a.m, you go to sleep, and then rudely at like 7 a.m. just bong, 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 bong. No.
I couldn't. That is one thing I hate, is being woken up by bells or alarms. It just.
I've had to get used to alarms, but the bells are like, it's annoying, but also like they're just quiet enough where it's like I could just try and ignore it and get back to sleep.
That's the thing. I feel like they're quiet enough that you could ignore it, but once you know that they're going off, you start focusing on them.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but that's what it's like with me. So I can only just about hear it. But the more I know that they're there, the louder it seems to get in my head.
I can get that. You're aware of it, you know.
Yeah.
I think it plays a big part in it. But I just, it is nice. But there is one night in York where I'm kind of that guy, like when like the nightclubs close, like, you know, like if you stay till like a nightclub closes, like, you know, like what, 3-4 a.m. I'm that kind of guy that I just like wandering around, especially in like a group. Because I didn't really go out in nightclubs until uni.
Really?
No, yeah. I went, not the first, because I'd been to, I had 2 different experiences with nightclubs before I moved to York. And that was when I was 16 years old in Spain, because they just don't check ID there. That's not illegal.
Okay.
It was 5 years ago. Calm down. And then my second one was results night of A levels, which
Really?
had a bit of a different mood, purely because I got the grades I wanted. That's fair. A lot of people in our group didn't. And it was like, this is going to be an interesting night. I'm going to stick around and just look after everyone.
Oh, that's a bit.
Hey, it was still, I still drank so much, but I had a really good time. But it was also like, yeah, it's 4 a.m. I'm going to have to arrange a taxi for 10 people to the same place. Oh, this is fun.
Oh God, yeah. No.
Yeah, but so yeah, my first experience in like a proper nightclub was the like the freshest Sunday at YSJ, and when it was the they had like the 2 nightclubs open, and you could like hop between them.
Yeah.
And I just spent the entire night in Fibbers, just because it was, I think, like, what was it? I think Salvation was what? It was like UV paint.
Yeah, something like.
And Fibbers was a foam. And I'd never been to a foam party. And I was like, oh, it's probably going to be really weird. And it was. But I really enjoyed it. There's just something about it. I'm just like, oh, I'm falling over constantly because for some reason they decided to put carpet down. And like, they're serving pints, but they're serving pints in the form of 2.5 pints. And I'm
Yeah.
This is my crowd.
I barely went out. I've barely been like out clubbing since being at uni. Actually, I went out more in college.
Really?
Yeah. Well, to be fair though, I was in college for 3 years.
Right.
Because I've been like a year older, I've had 2 extra years of drinking.
You were able to get out in nightclubs.
Oh, but the ones in Cardiff, mate.
Oh God, yeah, Cardiff. I didn't think about that.
Best around. You cannot beat them.
Well, mine was Darlington, which I don't know if anyone knows Darlington. It is it's a town. It's not a city. It is a town in the northeast. And yeah, it's not dodgy. But after like 7 p.m. Yeah, you don't go out in Darlington past 7 p.m.
Yeah, okay, that's quite bad.
Yeah, but like that results night was just we drank we counted like how long we were drinking for, like did the math like the day afterwards. Is we got a result at 10:30.
Yeah.
We kind of like waited around there till like 11 because some people showed up late and obviously certain stuff. People had a cry, people had a laugh, people had like handshakes and hugs with other people. And then we walked, all 13 of us. Actually, no, it was 12. No, wait, 13. Yeah, 13 of us walked down to the local Wetherspoons. We got a huge table in the center of the room. We sat down. We had drinks. The first thing that someone ordered was shots of Fireball whiskey.
Oh
my! Okay, it is 11:30. It is 11:30. Okay. took a shot, had some food, and we drank, and we kept drinking, and we kept drinking. And then it approached about 6 p.m. and I realized I missed my last bus. I'm like, okay, guess I'm not going home. And I kind of just stayed out because at this point my parents were on holiday. I'd come back early to get my results, so I was the only person in my family in the UK.
So
I'm like, not going home. Okay, guess I'm staying out drinking. We were in Spoons until 8 p.m. Then till 9 p.m. We went to a friend's house, came back to Spoons at 9:30, drank until about 10:30, and then we were just in nightclubs from like 10:30 till 4.
Oh, so that
got all of us got a taxi. The 8 of us that were remaining. We went to our friend's house. We had to walk through his like what we thought was a field. Turns out it was his garden. The guy lives in like a mansion.
Oh my god.
And then like slept in there. I slept on the floor. Woke up at 9 a.m. the next morning. Looked at my phone to my parents, being like, "Oh yeah, it's your dad's birthday. Say hi to him." I'm like, "Happy birthday." I kept drinking. Yeah, and I was drinking until 4 p.m. in the afternoon.
Oh my god.
So we did the math. That's what, like 28, 29 hours of just solid, just with a 4-hour sleep in the middle. Realistically, it's 24 hours of drinking.
Jesus Christ.
And I was the sober one.
How are you not dead?
I grew up in the Northeast.
Fair. To be fair, right? I think the longest I've ever like gone drinking in a single day was probably results. We started about 5 in the afternoon and finished at about 4 in the morning.
Jeez.
It was only like 11 hours, but I spent over £100.
Hard 11 hours.
Yeah, so it was like when we started in the day, it was like the day before my payday.
Yeah.
I still had £100 left. I got down to probably about £13 in my account. Got paid another 300, so took out 80 quid and spent all that. I didn't buy drinks for anyone.
No, I think that is just the thing. Is like, especially with being a student, is like a lot of like I don't want to say that adults, like, it sounds so cringy saying like, oh, adults don't understand, but like there is a drinking culture to students, and it is just you never understand it till you experience it.
Yeah,
like
that's the thing. It's not you have to drink, but when you do, it's you're not having. It's not you have more fun. You make more friends and you build bigger bonds with people.
Exactly, yeah. I think the epitome of like stuff that adults will never get, especially in York students, that Snapchat. they will never understand just some of the posts you see on that. Like, obviously it's died down now because of COVID, but back in like end of second year to like end of first year to start of second year, peak.
I no, just even all the way through first year, just every morning, it's just everyone snaps on there that they've forgotten that they've sent in.
There was do you remember the guy sat on the top of the fridge?
Oh, that was the best one.
For context to our audience, there was this guy who basically York students is a Snapchat where basically you can send a picture to them and they'll post it on their story. It's kind of typical student thing. I think most unis and colleges have them. But York students, we're just kind of idiots. Basically there was this guy who got very drunk and ended up sat on top of his fridge and couldn't get down. And then the next night, someone posted their other friend on top of a fridge. And then the next night, someone on top of a cupboard. And then someone on top of a shed. And it just ended up being just people just sitting on top of things, just drunk out their minds. It was a borderline of pandemic before COVID was a thing. It was mad. So many good memories from York students. It was a classic, veritable. I'm just thinking about with York students. I was just waiting for the inevitable, like bringing up cheeky VK.
Wait, you just not me. You gotta explain it.
Yeah. No, we can cut this out. We can cut it out.
Okay, fine.
This is where Charlie is he's not going to cut it out, and he's just going to keep it all in.
I'll cut it out. I'd like my own little voice note.
Yeah, no worries. So So to anyone that isn't aware, which they probably won't, basically, my favorite nightclub in York was Fibbers. I've mentioned this quite a few times. And in Fibbers, there's a big, like, basically it's a stage at the front because it's actually like a rock venue where the DJ is. And basically, my favorite spot there was alongside the edge of the stage because I like being able to just put my drink down. I like not put it down, but like have it like my hand on it and like against something. So I can like chill for a bit. I can lean against something. And there was a running social. It was a running social where it was 70s themed. And I like to hit the themed socials hard. So I came in full hippie outfit. You know, like the full like white flowing BG shirt, the rainbow acid sprayed trousers, the headband, the green, the red sunglasses. Like, you know, like the circular ones.
Yeah.
Really cool. And during the night, I got very drunk. I was talking to a girl that I was talking to. And I was drinking VK. It's a very important thing. I was drinking a red VK. And as you know, I'm at the front of the stage. Things get a bit intimate. I kiss a girl. And then midway through, I have the very like almost like Mark Corrigan from Peep Show kind of thought of like, oh, I'm getting really thirsty. I just need a quick drink. So I pull away for a second, reach over to the thing, take a drink, put it back down, back at it. I'm like, okay. I wake up the next morning and I'll look at York students, and I got a message from the girl and she goes, oh no. I'm like, what? I'm like, look at York students. And apparently the DJ had recorded the entire thing. But what they see me making out with this girl. I pull away. I take a double take, look at the red VK, reach it. As she laughs, I close my eyes, take a nice big swig, pull back, look at it, go, lay it back down ever so gently, back at it. And underneath, it just said cheeky VK break. And it was very much, it looked like a commercial. It looked like something that Don Draper would come up with from Mad Men. It was just such a perfect advert. Like the logo was perfectly lined up as well. And in my head, I'm just like, oh no. Hopefully no one's seen it. Turns out everyone had seen it. And it was like, I was like, oh, that's probably the end of it. You know, like it would probably become like a joke between people on our course or like our running committee, and that's it. There's someone on our course, a friend of mine, not saying names, took a photo of themselves in a nightclub a week later. I think it was on Halloween, making out with someone, and underneath he just captioned it, "Ha, cheeky VK break." And then it just kind of spiraled. And now the word VK cannot be mentioned in our uni without any of us thinking of that photo. And it became a veritable classic. And it's not embarrassing when it gets brought up now, but it is just like, oh god, yeah, that was the thing. Yep. Okay, cool. If the girl in the photo is listening to this, apologies, but like that story is a veritable classic.
Do you still talk to her?
Oh god, no. No.
You're that girl in the future.
She'll be one day, like someone's gonna come up to her, like it's my kid is gonna like find her one day and like, you're the cheeky VK person. It's like, oh no. But yeah, that is the story about how I became a veritable meme on York students. Just, if that is not the epitome of themed student nights out, I don't know what is. Everyone's done something embarrassing on a night out and got it like recorded. And there's one person. There's everything for one person.
I haven't.
There's got to be something. There has to be.
Never.
Okay, so it just hasn't been recorded then. There's got to be. You've got to have done something funny on a night out. There's got to be.
No, never. I don't think.
Come on, there's got to be something.
No, nothing really.
That's very fair. that is the life I wish to lead when I leave uni.
Oh man, it's better when you don't have a hangover.
Oh, I'm very lucky in the case that I don't really get hangovers. Like I very rarely do. Like I'll wake up and like I'll have like a tiny bit of a headache. That's the most.
Yeah.
I'm very lucky in that case.
I've never had like any kind of hangover or bad head.
If I could give any piece of advice to a student, like any student that drinks or is going to become like is like looking to come to uni in the next year, don't buy the crates where it's like, oh yeah, like 4 bottles. Go like buy big crates, and then they're so much cheaper.
Oh, they are.
Like I get like the one I get is it's 24 bottles of Corona. It's like £18, and it's like compare that to like you probably get the same amount of Budweiser in cans, but it's like the same. It's like way more. It's like just go for it. It's better to spend a big amount less often.
But you're fine.
Exactly, yeah. Also, don't be afraid to go to Lidl and buy like the cheap stuff there. Lidl is a godsend.
Yeah, it's true. No, wait. Best advice you can give a student actually, when you go to a nightclub, only order like if it's one of those really cheap nightclubs, only order things in bottles. Don't get any of the cocktails or anything that comes in a glass.
That's very fair.
And they do wash them out. It's just a bit of hot water and that is it.
Oh yeah. The one bit of advice I can give is if you go out on a night that isn't a student night, genuinely, if you want to just buy one thing and just keep it for like an hour, look to see how much their bottles of bubbly are. Yeah, so you know how like they go around taking like photos in nightclubs.
Oh yeah.
There are 2. I like printing out photos and like having them collected, and there's 2 photos I have from that night out, where it's me, my 2 roommates, and one of our best mates, and there's a photo of the 4 of us. We're all like looking at the camera, and it's like a nice, like friendly photo. And then apparently copped another photo where it's me back to the camera, mid like bottle of champagne, facing the ceiling, just chugging it, and just the other 3 friends just looking in disgust.
Oh, to be fair, right, actually, okay, it's not an embarrassing thing that's happened, but the one thing that's been photographed of me doing on a night out is, and this was in first year, maybe within the first week, the student union, the 5 litre or the 10 litre jugs of like strong that you could get.
Yeah.
I downed one of those.
Oh god.
Literally, I bought it. They're like, oh yeah, just get it. It's cheaper than getting the individual pints. I was like, okay, fine. I came back.
Go for it.
I was with that lot, and someone just said, "Oh yeah, you should just start downing it." So I went, oh, okay, and then as soon as I finished, there was a huge cheer. I looked around. Everyone's got their cameras out, just pointing it. I was like, oh shit.
Hey, that is not embarrassment. That is a moment of pride, my friend.
That is like the one thing that will always stick with me. It's like, oh, you need motivation. I downed a picture of Strongbow.
I can think of
in like 18 seconds, if that.
Yeah. I can think of one that I can think of something that it isn't like an embarrassing thing from drinking. It was inadvertently. Just before lockdown. We had like a sober social for running, and it was bowling. Okay. We went bowling, and it was like, oh, that's really cool. Yeah, it was like, it was like all my mates, my girlfriend at the time, the rest of the committee, and it was like, oh, that's really cool. And turns out, as we got there, we were like, oh yeah, it's a sober social. We got there, and he went, oh yeah, turns out all drinks are half price. Okay. They were selling dark fruits for $1.25 a pint.
What?
And we just sat there like, okay, that's a thing. So we all got quite drunk. And, we're getting ready to leave. A lot of the committees had to go, and we had to go to the bus because we were getting the bus back. And some of the committee members come up to me and like, oh, you should run for social sec next year. I'm just like, yeah, I should, yeah. And then
all right.
I'm walking with my girlfriend and the committee member. He's like, hey, you should go for committee next year. I'm like, yeah, sure. And our friend comes over.
Okay.
and he goes, "Do you want to race?" Now, I think you'll agree, there is an unspoken rule between guys where if you're drunk and someone says, "Do you want to race?" the answer's always yes.
Yeah, you don't have a choice. It's you just get ready.
So I went, "Absolutely, I do." And I turned to my girlfriend. I went, "Apologies." Let go of her hand. I turned to the committee member and went, "Be back in a minute." And we went, "Race to the bus stop, go." We both started sprinting. Now, we're both very drunk. He had like 10 pints of dark fruits. I'd had a decent amount. And so we're running. I'm running. I'm like, "Oh, I'm doing excellent. I'm going to beat him." And I forget I'm wearing a pair of chunky feelers. Like the thick soles at the bottom. I run. I step on the side of it. My leg goes flinging backwards. I do a front flip. I land on my knee and then flat on my ass. Like I busted my knee open. I'm like, okay. But then I realized I've got to. So immediately I land on my ass. Within a second, I'm stood up. I'm just giving double thumbs up and sprinting back. I'm like, I'm good. I'm not an idiot. And we just sat there at the bus stop. I'm just like bleeding from the kneecap. And I'm just like, oh, that doesn't look good for my prospects for social sec. And then lockdown happened. And then 2 months later, I was social sec. I just love that unspoken rule between guys on that. It's like, if someone asks you for a race, you've kind of got to. It doesn't matter if you're going to fall over. You are going to race someone.
To be fair, I don't think it's just for race. I think it's any kind of, like, if they challenge you, it's like, okay, you have to say yes.
I think what we can learn from this past, well, at this point, it's probably half an hour conversation at least.
Yeah.
Nightclubs are fun, but be careful. Be careful if you're on a night out.
Just, have fun. Like, do, like, harmless challenges. I wouldn't say running, but do harmless challenges. Maybe, like, say, I don't know, down my drink faster than you or something.
That is the classic.
Saying, punch me in the stomach.
Yeah. It's classic, it's like house party rules. It's like, don't start a fight with anyone, but you can help them get drunk into oblivion.
Yeah, like, it's that point. Obviously, don't do it if they start feeling sick, don't force drinks down them.
Obviously.
But if they're like, yeah, no, let's go for it, then, have just free reign.
It's like there's that old advert. It was about there's some like PSA about like consent. And it was like if it's about like making someone tea.
Oh
yeah.
It
was the one where it's like, and if they are passed out, don't make them drink the tea. It's like, just don't.
It's a thing.
I love that advert. That advert is a classic.
Yeah, there's have you seen the advert? It's not obviously for drinking tea, but it's about road safety.
Oh, and it's not the one where the car crashes into all the kids, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that one's it's so rough, that video.
It's so dramatic as well.
For anyone that doesn't know which video we're talking about, there's a video about like some kids in a park and they're having like a nice time. They're all sat down, and some guy just swerves his car off the road, and it rolls like 10 times in the air and just squashes all the kids. And it's like,
it takes them all out.
Yeah, it's like, I get it, it's graphic and like that's the point, but Jesus Christ, the car flipped through the air more times than something like Fast and Furious. Like, it's like, Jesus Christ, there's a level.
Yeah, basically, you've either scarred every child from going anywhere where there's a hedge, or they're never going to want to drive a car ever.
And this is why I don't have my driver's license.
Because you're afraid you're gonna roll your car into kids.
But we're not laughing. I want to point out, we're not laughing at the horrible death of all those children. We're not. We're laughing at how absurd the advert is. Like, it's so overdramatic.
And how they think, this is gonna make people be safe. It's like, no, that's gonna. That's gonna scar.
We'll put a link to the advert in the description so people can see what we're talking about. It'll be like one of like the middle links in the description. Like, go give it a watch, but just be aware it's quite intense.
You don't see like any blood or like severed arms, but it's just it goes from 0 to 100.
Oh, definitely, definitely. It's
But yeah, pause and go watch it, and then come back, and then you'll know why we're laughing.
I'll start this podcast again from the beginning. You know.
Yeah.
Just have a nice listen through again. You know, get our views up a little bit.
Or if you want, don't do any of that.
Fair, yeah. I mean, it's all your choice. You know, we can't feed you the tea. You know,
We'll make you the tea. We'll give you the tea.
It's up to you whether you want to drink the tea.
Yeah, you can just know that the tea is there, and be happy with knowing that
the tea exists.
I don't know what I'm about anymore.
We're just look. This is the 4th episode, and we haven't given up. We absolutely haven't. Like we do really enjoy making these, but
it is really.
This is the first time we've recorded like later on in the evening, and it is very much just like we're kind of just a bit delirious at this point.
We should probably actually. I'm going to clear this up. When he says later in the evening,
it's like 6.
He means, well, it's now 6 o'clock, so we started at maybe like 5. It's not like a.m.
Yeah, it's not. We usually record these at like lunchtime. Like we usually like have our lunch and record these. So with this one, it's just like, I'll be honest. I woke up quite late today. I woke up very late. I had a very long night. I was tired. I woke up this morning at like, I say this morning. I woke up this afternoon at about 3, 3:30, and I set up the call for this at 4:30. So I'm a little tired. I don't know if you can tell. I'm keeping up my high energy.
I mean, it's taking you long enough.
Yeah, I'm now at the point where like I will start to get to sleep by the time it's sun outside.
Okay, that's quite.
Which I mean, to be fair, surprisingly, it happens earlier than you think. It starts to get quite sunny at about 4 in the morning.
Are you sure? Because I was up at 4 in the morning, and it ain't sunny.
It's sunny. It's starting to get light, is what I'm saying. Like it's the sun rises at like 5 here, I think.
Yeah, like it gets light enough, but it's not light enough. So
that's fair. That's fair.
Investigation into Andrew.
No, we don't. There's no investigation in it. It's like it's kind of just like a lot of my friends as well. A lot of my friends don't live in this country, so a lot of it is like time zones and stuff. So I have to stay up to talk to people in America, and obviously I have some friends in like some friends only a couple of hours ahead of us. So like they're in like Norway. I've got a friend in Greece. I've got a couple in. Obviously I've got my family in Australia. So basically I've got like someone every time. So it's like if I need to communicate with like everyone in a day, it's like that's gonna take a long time. But
nice.
I do need to try and get back into a rhythm, but especially with it being 3rd year, I think obviously the whole thing of like not leaving the house as often, it's kind of thrown me off a bit. But
yeah, that'll mess with you.
Now that we're starting to like obviously be able to like leave the house and stuff, I am starting to get back into like a good rhythm.
Well, that's good, you know, because I think that's a big problem as well with sleep is if you're not getting out or doing things or having a routine, you're not getting tired.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. Like I think it's a lot of it. It's all about like keeping energy up. Like it's fine to have like wake up like it's fine to like if you shift a lot as long as you're getting the right amount of sleep is what I mean. Like as long as you're getting like what's it like 8 hours of sleep a night you're supposed to get.
I mean, yeah, sure. Why not?
As long as you're getting a good amount of sleep and you're not feeling drained the entire day, I don't think it matters like when you go to sleep and when you wake up. As long as you feel fine and full of energy. Because like, I woke up and like I am full of energy now. It's taken about like an hour and a half, but like I'm here now. I've got the energy going.
Well, okay, yeah. I think main thing to take away just from this little bit is as long as you're not waking up and you're not exhausted straight away, you're fine. But don't sleep. Like don't sleep through your entire day if you've already had like 6-7 hours sleep.
Oh, exactly, yeah. Like obviously sometimes you can wake up at like 9 and you're like, I don't really need to do anything today. I can sleep for like 2 more hours.
Yeah.
It's good to like you can do that, but then don't sleep through till like 3.
Yeah. Well, okay, I'm not like, this is not a dig at you, because obviously, we both like, we chose to do this later on in the evening. But let's say you've got a job and you're like, oh, I'm tired. I don't really want to be going in. Don't call in sick just to sleep more.
Oh, exactly.
Definitely. Okay, that's, you got to prepare. You know that you were supposed to be in that day. Whereas
I think it's the same with uni as well. Like a lot of the times you can feel like, oh, I've got to go into uni. It's like, it's like 20 minutes away. I've got to get ready. I've got to go do this. Got to do that. I think a lot of the time you can sometimes just, or even if it's on call, you can sometimes just feel like it's one lesson. But then if you miss one lesson, it goes to a second lesson, then a third lesson. You're gonna be behind no matter what you do.
I think that's from experience with both of us.
Definitely. Like there's definitely been a couple of days of uni where I'll fully admit there's a couple of days where I'm like, yeah, I don't need to go in today. I'm like, we're not doing anything practical. We're not like getting given a task. I can just kind of skip a day.
Oh, I've been the same. I've been the same.
But I think it is something that's worth like. I think it is worth mid where it's like there is a balance between it. It's like not like obviously don't miss lessons, but obviously like I think there's that thing of like you don't need to feel like you need to force yourself. Like if you are genuinely feeling ill or like you feel like you can't get in, or even if you're having like a really bad mental health day, don't feel like you need to force yourself to go in every single lesson. Like it is fine to take a lesson or 2 off.
Yeah, but like, don't if you wake up and you can't be bothered because you just generally don't want to. That's a different story.
Exactly. I feel like it can be very easy as a student to let everything like kind of pile on top because like a lot of the time you do have a lot of work to do at once. Like we typically have it's like 3 major topics at once in our uni, like 3 subs. And that can feel like a lot, but you've got to realize like they are making it so the time is separated up. You're never going to have to do 2 at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, and even if you do, it's something where it's like you can go in and do something practical and then go and do something written. There's usually like a bit of balance in it. Obviously, with the more academic courses, it might feel a bit more monotonous. Like it might feel like, oh, it's just another written assignment, another written assignment, another written assignment. But they are university is going to help you with trying like scheduling that. Like you can obviously you need to do stuff outside of lessons, but like you can get away with just like committing just a couple of hours a day. That's it. Like even if you don't have the time, even if it's just an hour a day to just look at uni work and say, do I need to do anything today? If so, what can I do now to speed up the process?
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
That's a good way of looking at it.
And don't be afraid to like speak. Like if you do feel you're getting overwhelmed or you can't manage your time as well as you'd like, just if you email your lecturers, they will happily sit down with you for like an hour, even if it means that okay, now you know what you can do for this week.
Absolutely.
It's that little extra help sometimes that you need. You don't always want to ask for it. I know I never do. But then I'm that person who has in the past had an assignment that I've had to plan, do all the research, get all the references, and then write up within 3 days.
Exactly.
And it's not,
yeah.
Then that's you wake up at 9 and you're doing uni work till 11 at night.
And it's too much to do at once. You need to accept that you can't do everything in one day. No matter how good you are, you will not get everything done in one day. I'm very lazy and like in the sense of I left my dissertation to the last 2 weeks. I did well on it. That's just purely that was a fluke. Like I didn't do a first draft. I went through, writ the entire thing and submitted it. That's a terrible idea. Even if I did it over 2 weeks, you still need to block it out. You need to be confident of knowing what you can do, but you also need to take into account the university telling you to do something in a specific way is probably because they know that this is the best way to do it without getting overwhelmed.
Exactly. And I mean, again, they could tell you, I mean, this is going to sound very contradictory, but if they tell you, oh, it's better if you structure it like this, and you say, oh, okay, well, I get that, but the way I'm doing maybe this dissertation, this kind of style, it would suit better. As long as you can prove to them how it would work or how
Exactly.
it makes more sense, they're more than happy to let you do that, and they'll just adapt their teachings to you. But they can't do that unless you talk to them about it.
Exactly. You need to, especially if you haven't started uni yet, the way I kind of try it is you need to not look at your tutors as like a teacher. They aren't a teacher. They're someone who's there to just help you. Yes,
Yeah.
they will teach you stuff, but a lot of the rest of it, you kind of got to do by yourself. They're just there to guide you in the right direction. But yeah, I think that might be a good place to end this. I think.
Yeah. Dude, this
Yeah.
might be our best one yet.
I'll be honest, to the audience, we didn't have much of a plan for this episode. We kind of just went, yeah, like, we'll kind of just talk to each other like as like an interview, like a semi-interview. And we had like 2 things written. And I think we've talked now. Obviously, this is going to get edited down, but I think we've talked longer than we have for any other episode currently. We've talked for about an hour
2
40.
hours.
It's about an hour 40, yeah. But yeah, unless there's anything else you want to bring to the table, Charlie.
No, I think that's all my wisdom for the day.
So yeah, thank you all for listening to whether it's just this episode or all of the episodes we've released so far. Thank you for listening, and if you want to learn more, you can check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at The Motiv8tion Project. That's The Motiv8tion Project. Thank you for our producer on that one. Our website is finally fully sorted. You might be watching this on the website already, but if you're not, the link will be in the description, but it is themotivationproject.com. That is, again, motivation with an 8 in the middle. And our crew working on documentary, they've come really far. If it isn't released at this point, it will be released soon. But we've got our first look at it, and it is genuinely some top-notch stuff that they've made.
It looks incredible, to be fair. Like, I'm kind of jealous.
But
I won't lie, Andrew. Just well.
Yeah, we've I think we've had it easy compared to what they've had to make, to be honest. So
Oh yeah, 100%.
I guess while we're here, shout out to the rest of the team, Sam, Ollie, Ben, and Ewan. They're doing wonderful work creating the documentary and helping to run our website. I think that's everything. Obviously, the forums are going to be up on the website, so if you want to post anonymously, like we said, those will be open. And I think that's everything.
Yeah. God, this is the season 1.
We can call it the season 1 finale. There might be more after this. You never know. But
this might be the final. This might just be season 1. We don't know.
You know, like when they have like a TV show and like they have like the season 1 finale and it clearly sets up a lot of other stuff, and then it just never gets renewed. That's this. It could get. We might make more. So keep your eyes out. But if not, thank you for joining us on the Motiv8tion Project Podcast. I've had a great time. Charlie, I hope you've had a great time as well.
Yeah, I've loved it.
And thank you all for listening, and we'll see you next time, hopefully. See ya.
See ya.